The year was 331 BC, a silent yet heavy night. The stars shimmered in the sky, but on the ground, a storm was about to be born. This was the moment when history itself stood still, holding its breath, as two great powers were about to collide. On one side stood Alexander the Great, only 25 years old, yet in his eyes burned the dream of conquering the entire world. And on the other side, the king of the mighty Persian Empire, Darius III, a ruler of immense power, wealth, and an army vast enough to shake the earth. This battle was not sudden. It was revenge for past defeats, a reckoning of broken promises. Darius had already been defeated by Alexander once before, and this time he wanted to end everything. He chose a battlefield crafted for his strength, wide, open, and perfectly flat, where his chariots could race like the wind and his army could spread like an endless sea. Meanwhile, Alexander, after conquering Egypt, crossed rivers and marched forward in silence with his soldiers. His army was smaller, but disciplined to perfection, like one body, one soul. Every soldier knew this was not just a battle for land, it was a battle for history itself. The ground had been leveled so that every chariot could charge at full speed. The air was dry, and a thin veil of dust blurred the sunlight. Both armies stood face to face, Persia's forces far greater in number, yet Alexander's smaller force stood like a sharp, deadly island within a vast ocean. The Persian army advanced with chariots, war elephants shaking the ground, and the roar of battle turning the field into chaos. At that moment, Alexander shifted his army slightly to the right, as if retreating, as if he was afraid. Darius saw this, and a faint smile appeared on his lips. He is retreating, he thought, and he ordered his army to advance. But he did not realize he was stepping into a trap. As the Persian army moved forward, a small gap appeared in their otherwise strong formation, a gap that seemed insignificant but would prove devastating. And in that very moment, a spark flashed in Alexander's eyes. With his elite cavalry, he charged forward like lightning, a direct, swift, and merciless attack, straight toward Darius himself. Everything changed in an instant. The Persian lines began to collapse, soldiers panicked, shouts turned into screams, and the battlefield, which moments ago was a symbol of power, became a scene of fear. Darius, the king of thousands, saw Alexander charging straight toward him, and in that moment, his courage broke. He turned and fled. It was not just a man running, it was an empire collapsing. As their king fled, the entire Persian army shattered. What was once a mighty ocean turned into scattered sand. What was once power turned into weakness. And in the middle of the battlefield stood Alexander, his breath heavy, eyes shining with victory, and before him lay a world ready to fall at his feet. That day, it was not just a battle that was won, it was the course of history that was changed. A 25-year-old young man stood before an empire centuries old, and in a single moment, everything changed. Even today, the sands of Gaugamela seem to whisper that wars are not won by swords alone. Sometimes a strategy, a single move, and one decisive moment can change the entire world. After the victory at Gaugamela, Alexander's eyes turned toward the entire east. His army kept advancing, conquering city after city. Babylon, the center of Persian culture and wealth. Alexander entered peacefully, established order, and made it part of his empire. Susa and Persepolis, the treasure cities of Persia, where Alexander seized vast riches and strengthened his power. Other regions of Iran, smaller states, submitted as Alexander advanced.
From Iran to the east, through Afghanistan, Baluchistan, and into Punjab, his army not only conquered lands, but also brought local rulers under his control. Alexander did not just take over Persia, his conquests reshaped an entire world. From Macedon and Greece to Egypt, all Greek states came under his rule, and in Egypt he founded the city of Alexandria, which became a great center of knowledge and culture. From Egypt to Persia and further into Asia, all territories of the Persian Empire fell under his control. His forces reached Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Punjab, Sindh, and up to the borders of India. At the edge of India, Alexander fought King Porus in the famous Battle of the Hydaspes. After his victory, he honored Porus and kept him as a ruler under his empire. During his lifetime, Alexander's empire became the greatest power in the world, yet his life lasted only 32 years. He died in 323 BC in Babylon at the age of just 32. The cause of his death remains uncertain. Some say illness, others believe it was poison. After his death, his empire was divided. The Diadochi, his generals, took control of different regions. In Egypt, Ptolemy established a dynasty that lasted for nearly 300 years. Macedonia and parts of Greece fell to other generals. Persia and the eastern regions were also divided among various rulers. This is not just the story of a young king's victories, it is the story of a man who changed the world through his vision, strategy, and courage. Alexander took the throne at the age of 20, and within just 32 years of life, he conquered nearly half the known world. His army, his brilliance, and his fearless spirit still live on in history. The field of Gaugamela, the river of Hydaspes, and the city of Babylon all still seem to echo the same truth. Empires are not won by power alone. They are built through determination, strategy, and decisions made at the right moment. And if you want more stories like this, stories of history, conquest, and legendary rulers, then subscribe to our channel now and journey with us into the world of history.